Good morning. It is Friday. Friday. Happy Friday to all you who live for the weekend. For all you who say, thank God it's Friday. Oh God, it's Monday. Even if you don't, it's always good to know it's Friday and know that if you don't work on the weekends, if you're like the norm of American workers, that you don't have to work on the weekend. Whew, it's a little bit warm out here. I'm going to take my sweatshirt off. That's better. Oh, so it's about 7 o'clock. I did not wake up when I intended to, but for good reason. I didn't go to bed till close to 2 o'clock. So, I'm going to be running on fumes today. Yeah, it's working late. I had some things I was working and about 2 hours worth of work I lost because I did not save in time. I didn't save frequently and the whole thing crashed and I lost it. You'd think being in the tech world I would know to save about every 5-10 minutes. No. Oh well, life goes on. So yeah, I was watching somebody yesterday. When I work, I've got like 3 computer screens up, and when I work, I usually put up something on the side just to kind of listen in the background. I listen to a lot of just talk radio. You call it talk radio. It's really podcasts and things and whatnot. I was listening to a guy yesterday. First of all, he was talking about his whole little podcast was about deleting Facebook and how Facebook is evil. And yeah, I can kind of understand some of that. But some of his points were that he got tired of seeing like Christian posts every 2 minutes, or I'm not sure, something like that, which means you had to be looking at it every 2 minutes, which that's another thing, how people are so addicted to social media. I guess I'm one, unless I'm just, I'm not totally addicted. I can stop when I want to. I have a problem. That's the first step when you do have a problem, is admitting you have a problem, right? So if you have a problem, at least it's good to know that you have a problem so that you can work on the problem. If you want to work on the problem. If you don't want to work on the problem, then it may not be a problem, right? Oh, no. He was talking about that, and he said most of his family's Christian. He's not Christian. He says Buddhist, but not a really good one. I don't know. I don't know the guy, but I listen to him a lot. And it got me thinking why people get so upset when people talk about religion, when people talk about politics, and when people talk about money. Especially how much money they make or spend. And so I thought about this before, and I tried to find some articles to read to see if I can get my mind wrapped around why people don't. Because I don't have a problem talking about it with somebody. And I think I've come to the conclusion that the reason people don't like talking about these things is because, one, it reveals your true heart on who you are. Chuck Swindoll, years ago, back when everybody had checkbooks, he would say, show me your checkbook and I can show you how close your walk is with the Lord. That's true. Show me your online bank register or your credit card statement. I think a credit card statement, I think everybody uses credit cards because they get the points, they get the flight, they get the miles. I did it. I kind of got one. I don't use it a whole lot anymore. I was a big Dave Ramsey fan for a long time, and that helped me change my perspective on things too. But yeah, so I was reading an article this morning, and 70% of Americans don't like to talk about money. They don't like to talk about how much they spend. They don't like to talk about their mortgage because that kind of gives you an idea of how much money they make, right? And it was funny. It was like 43% from a study. This was a year ago. 43% of Americans don't know how much their parents make. Or that number was a little bit higher, don't know how much they have in retirement. And then to top it off, there was another study done by Fidelity Group that people are 7 times more likely to talk with a stranger about sex or an STD than they would about money. 7 times more likely to talk about an STD than they would about their money. So yeah, I was talking to Tracy a little bit about it too. I do understand on a few things why people wouldn't want to reveal with their peers how much they make. One would be, every time you go out to dinner, if you make way more than all your peers, you would probably be expected to pick up the check every time and be like, yeah, Joe earns 10 grand a month. Let him pay for it. I get that. I also get that people feel like maybe they're bragging about it if they do make a lot of money. And I see on the other end of the spectrum, say you make $30,000 a year and you're driving a $25,000 car. Like I said, it reveals who you are. You're misbehaving. That's what Dave Ramsey would say. You've been misbehaving with your money. And they don't want to show people that either. So, I don't know. I think that when it comes down to it, that's what it is. It reveals your true heart of who you are. And people, if you got nothing to hide, if you're an open book, then I don't think, maybe that's it. If you're not hiding anything, then if you got both hands out in front of you, nothing behind you, everything's on the table, I do think people wouldn't have a problem talking about it. But on the other end of the spectrum, people don't want to be judged, and a lot of people can't deal with being judged. And so I get that too. Me, I don't have a problem at all being judged if you want to judge me. I am Christian, and the way I feel about life is your life. You can't hide anything from God. He knows all, and He is the most important. Mosquitoes. He is the most important being in this universe. And so, you can't hide anything from Him. Why are you hiding anything from anybody else? That's just my thoughts, random thoughts at 12 o'clock last night. So, anyway, if anybody wants to know how much I make, I'll tell you. But I do understand, too, that I don't want to brag, or I don't want to, I don't know. You know what I mean. So, anyway, same thing with Facebook. Facebook is, it's funny how people can portray themselves so differently on Facebook than their lives really are. I know, because everybody posts the good on Facebook and hardly anybody posts the bad. And yeah, I'm sure that's led to a lot of therapy of people over the last 10 years. Like I said, I like Facebook. It lets me catch up and see what's going on in other people's lives. Maybe because I'm nosy, I don't know. But yeah, I can see how people watching other people on Facebook and thinking their lives are just perfect and my life is just horrible, and then getting depressed about it. And yeah, depression is a real thing. That would be a whole nother topic, and I've got a lot to say about that, I think. But anyway, I need to get going, take a shower, and get into the office and get finished on some things so I can take a couple days off, hopefully. So yeah, whatever you do this weekend, have fun. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Do what's right, and just keep on keeping on.